It's your girl Iesha G, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're not new, then welcome back. Unfortunately, I do have to give this update, and it's not that I have to, but I want to give this update to let everybody know what's been going on with my life. And inside, if you are subscribed to my couple channel, then I'm sure you already know, or if you're friends with me on Facebook, you already know. So exactly 1 month ago, because today is December 16th, this happened on November 16th, I gave birth to my first child, my first baby girl, and she also passed away the same day. Today makes like exactly 1 month, and it's still like pretty hard for me to, I'm getting better. I'm getting a lot better, but it's still hard. But in this video, I'm gonna go from the beginning and give you my experience, or give you my story, and hopefully one day I need to stop. Hopefully one day my story can help somebody else, because when it first happened to me, the first thing that I did was I got on YouTube and I got on the internet and different platforms to see if, I was the only person that this had happened to, or if anybody else had stories. And the stories and everything that I found was very helpful to me in that moment. So hopefully this is something that somebody can use. And let me stop rambling and get right into the story, okay? So on November 15th, like around that whole day, like Tuesday, November 15th, that whole day, like I was kind of cramping, but it felt like, light period cramps. So it wasn't nothing big that I was worried about or whatever. But I kept telling my husband, I'm like, we might have a baby soon. Like, I'm cramping. We might have a baby, and he was like, yay, the date is getting closer. So we knew we was going to have a baby sooner or later, but we just didn't know exactly when. So I was cramping that whole night. Around like 8 p.m., like, I start real cramping, like for real. So at around 10, like I got into the bed to like chill out, because I was like, these cramps are like really coming. I was laying down in the bed chilling, trying to mentally prepare myself for these cramps. And I felt like a cramp come, and then it was like pop, and like a whole bunch of water just came out, and it was all in the bed. And I jumped up. I was like, babe, my water broke. And then from there, that's how we knew we was in labor. And I feel like I was in early labor. Like those cramps that I had been feeling all day, I feel like that was like early labor or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a doctor or midwife or nothing. I'm just talking. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I said pretty cool. It wasn't, it was pretty cool. Like at that point, I had talked to I called my doula, my midwife, and within like really quick, everybody had came to the house, because I was supposed to have a water birth and a home water birth. So I had my doula, I had my midwives, like, everything was cool. So contractions was coming, and, of course we didn't take any medication. Like, the baby was doing fine. After every contraction, at that point, after the water broke, we understood that those were contractions. I was thinking it was cramps just because I'm not a medical person, but I now know that all of those was contractions. And after my water broke and my midwife, the team was there, I started to like really contract. Like it was different from the little period cramps. Like I was really contracting at that time. And I had a lot of support, I bounced on the yoga ball a little bit for the contractions, and I had my husband, and I had the midwives and the doulas, and everybody was, it was real cool. The baby was fine. We were here, they had the little Doppler thing where they would, check my belly and make sure the heartbeat was good, and, we was good. Like everything was chilling. Baby was cool. I was cool. Team was cool. We was chilling. And, we were making progress. Like the baby was actually moving. Like I could feel her getting down below, like actually getting down there, getting ready to come out. And at one point, like we could see, my husband was able to see like the baby's head, like down there. That's how far she was. At this time, we just, laboring. A lot of times they tell you to like labor at home for a while because it takes a long time. Like laboring takes a while. So we had stayed at home. We labored at home for a while until we was like, okay, let's go to the hospital, to speed this process up, get it going, like, And when we got to the hospital, the first thing that they put me in a wheelchair and, they were taking me to the delivery room or whatever. And the first thing, when I got to the delivery room, the doctor came and he was, trying to find the baby's heartbeat and everything on my belly with the thing. And he was like, there's no heartbeat. And I was like, I kind of like, I didn't get it. Like, I didn't understand what he was saying because I had heard my baby's heartbeat the whole time. So I'm like, what you mean? Like, I didn't get it. I didn't understand. And, I didn't get it. I understand what he was saying. But I feel like, my husband, like, he understood it right off the bat because I remember looking at him, and when the doctor said it, I looked at my husband, and my husband was like, what? And then he started, like, tears started rolling down his face, but I couldn't, I don't know. I'm not sure if I didn't understand him or I was just, like, in shock or something, but I just looked at him and I was just like, okay. And I think a lot of me was exhausted as well because I had been, laboring for so long, and here we are. It's the next morning at this point. Like, it's the next morning, and it's around like maybe 7 or 8 a.m. or whatever. We had got to the what's that called? We got to the hospital or whatever, and the first thing that he was saying, he was like looking for the heartbeat and everything, and he couldn't find one, and. My husband, like, he was, instantly heartbroken. And I didn't get it. I didn't understand. So I was just like, okay, that's cool, whatever. So, he was like, I'll call in another doctor and, to get a second opinion, but I don't see one. So he called another doctor. The doctor came or whatever, and she's looking at the little screen or whatever, and they're, moving the thing all around my belly, trying to find a heartbeat, and they could not find one. They was like, and the second doctor said, yeah, I don't see one either. And so he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So another nurse came and said that, I still have to have the baby. Like, the baby was still inside me, so I still had to, get it out or whatever. So she was like, you'll have to deliver her, or you can, she was like, I don't know. She was like, she thought it was too late for a C-section. And I didn't want a C-section anyway, so I was happy about that. And then she said, you'll have to deliver her naturally. And she would say it was too late for what's that thing called? The epidural or whatever. And I didn't want that anyway, so I wasn't tripping. But she was like, yeah, you're going to have to deliver her. And I was like, okay. At that time, I was ready. I was ready to get her out of me because I had been laboring for so long. I had been in labor for a while, and I was just ready to get it over with. And in my mind, like, I still hadn't cried, or I still haven't, like, I don't think it clicked yet. I don't think it, like, got into my mind yet because I still hadn't cried or whatever. So, yeah, so I had to push out the baby or whatever. I had a lot of support. I had people on both sides of me. I had people holding my legs. I had, like, people, down there. Like, it was, like, a whole bunch of people or whatever. But that process was pretty quick that I can remember. It was, like, it was real quick. Like, she came out, I would say, like, 30 to, like, maybe a minute she was out. Like, it took like maybe 1 or 2 pushes or something. Like, yeah, it didn't take much. But yeah, it was weird. And they asked us, it was like, when she comes out, would you want us to just put her right on y'all, or you want us to like wash her up and, you know, put her in a blanket and all that? And I was like, put her in a blanket, like, you know, wash her up, put her in a blanket. And after she was delivered, I didn't notice it at the time, but I mean, of course she was already gone, so I wasn't expecting to hear a cry. But that part, like, after some days had passed, I thought about it and I was like, dang, that's the part that every parent like can't wait to hear, and I never got a chance to hear that. But I stayed in that room, the labor and delivery room, for I think like maybe a couple more hours or a few hours, or was it the next day? I can't really remember. But after staying in there in that room for a little bit, or spending the night in that room, they moved me to another floor where I stayed for the next 2 or 3 days, so they can just monitor everything and make sure everything is fine. And at this time, the baby was, you know, they gave us some a lady had came and gave us, you know, took some pictures of the baby and, like, I don't know, dressed her up, or I don't know what she did, but they gave us some keepsakes for the baby. And at first, and I said this in the other video on my couple channel, but I said there was this nurse and she was like really adamant, and she was really on us about like taking pictures and like the keepsakes and stuff. At first she was like, do y'all want a picture with the baby? And like, honestly, I was like, no. Like, it wasn't that I was being mean or anything. My heart was broken. Like, I was so sad. So I didn't want no pictures. I wanted my baby. So she was like, you know, I could take some pictures of y'all, you know. So she took some pictures of, you know, my husband, my husband and the baby together. And then she said that there was this other woman that would come in and she would do the, what's that called? Like, she does some type of keepsakes for the parents in these situations. And I'm not sure what she does or whatever, but I just know that she was, you know, we kept rejecting it because at that point we was still like in shock. We didn't want, I was like, no, I don't want anything to remind me of this. I don't want that. Like, I'm good. And she was like, I really think y'all should get it. And she kept asking us. And I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't want it. And she like, I really think y'all should get it. She was like, she'll put it in a box, and then if you don't want to open it right now, just keep it. And if you want memories in the future, then you can always look back at it. And I was like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. Like, with an attitude, because I was like, she keep pestering us about these pictures and these keepsakes. But I'm so happy that she was pestering us about that, because it's something that I needed. And I would have never forgave myself if I would have allowed myself to just leave the hospital, or, you know, leave her and not ever have any pictures or not ever have anything to remind me of her. So I'm so glad that the doctor the nurse or whoever she was stayed on us and made sure that we, you know, took pictures and got the keepsakes, and then they were free. So it was like, you know, although you might not want to look at it right now, it's free. Just take it and then you can look at it later. So I'm so glad we did that, because we decided that we're going to open the boxes on Christmas of this year. So today's 16th, Christmas on the 25th. So I got like a week and a half or so. And then we'll open the pictures and all of that. So a few days later, after the stay, the what's that called? The hospital stay, the doctors released us, and release me, and I was able to go home. And it was really, I cried. I cried that whole hospital stay. Like, I cried every day. Like, nurses would have to come in and check my blood pressure and do vitals and all that stuff, and I would be crying and I felt like I was justified, and I didn't care about crying. I didn't care who came in the room, because my heart was broke. My feelings hurt. So yeah, after we left the hospital, we came home, and you know, I mean, I think my husband had already took out the car seat and stuff out the car and everything, but it's just seeing all the stuff that we was supposed to use and wasn't able to use. Like, when I came home for the first time after, you know, giving birth and being in the hospital, when I came home, the first thing that I saw was all her clothes. All her clothes, all her stuff, everything that she was supposed to use. And I broke down. And in that time, I was like mad. I felt myself, like, I felt anger. I felt angry. Because I didn't understand why this happened to us. I still don't understand. But, you know. We were so ready for our baby. I was so ready for my baby. And to hear her heartbeat so strong for so long, for 9 months, and then the day that she's supposed to come, she just, like, the heartbeat just stopped. Like, it's crazy. So this is, it's a heartbeat bear, and me and my husband got this from one of the ultrasound appointments. I don't even know how to turn it on. The heartbeat was so strong the whole 9 months. She was growing nicely. Everything. So we have decided to, I think the worst part was telling everybody, like having to tell all my family and all my friends who was so excited for us and so ready for a new baby, that there was no baby. I think that was the hardest part. The first like 2 or 3 weeks, like I know the first week for sure, but like the second or third week, like the second week, I cry every day. I'm not dealing, but I was in the early stages of like healing for postpartum and all of that, and it was just, losing my baby, like that shit was, that was crazy. Like it was just everything at one time. Like it was crazy. So let me get back. Okay, hold on. So like I said in the beginning of the video, today is December 16th. It's been exactly 1 month since the birth and the death of my first child. It's been a real rocky like month, and it's been a lot. It has not been easy, but all I can do is push forward, stay hopeful for the future, and be open to new beginnings. I feel a lot better, like, I guess emotionally. I feel a lot better emotionally than I did on November 16th. Today's December 16th, and all I can do is be happy that I feel a lot better, because the pain that I felt the day of, the week of, the week after is something that I wish that nobody in this whole entire world have to ever feel. Like, it was not easy. It wasn't like that was probably the hardest shit that I ever went through, honestly. And I'm still going through it. And it's probably the hardest thing that I'll ever have to go through in my whole entire life. So, I wish that, I didn't have to deal with this. And I honestly wish that no parent ever have to deal with this. But unfortunately, it happens. So I wanted to make this video to maybe help somebody else to understand that they're not the only person that goes through it. Before this situation happened to me, I didn't know anybody who this had ever happened to. So it hit me hard because it wasn't something that me or my husband had ever even thought about. It never even crossed our minds. But after it happened, it made us do research into the situation, because of course we had so many questions. Why did this happen? How did this happen? And all of that. It made us think and like do a lot of research into, the situation. And we realized that we're not the only people that it happened to. And before us, it happened to a lot of other people. And after us, it's gonna happen to a lot of other people. I just hate that this is something that is so underlooked, but it happens so frequently and it hurts so bad. And I never want anybody to ever deal with this or experience this. But if they do, I hope that something that I said in my video, or me just sharing my story, just period, will make them feel and understand that they're not in this they're not in this by themselves at all. It'll make them feel that they are not in this by themselves, because we're not. And I feel like so many times we think that, when we go through things, we're the only person that's going through it, or we're the only person that's going through anything. And neither one of those are true. So I wanted to make this video to put it out there that, if you are going through this, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you're going through this, because I know how I feel, and it's not easy. So, I just say to stay encouraged. Things, take it one day at a time, and stay hopeful for the future and new beginnings. And that's my goal for 2023. For myself, for you, for anybody who may be going through anything. And it doesn't have to be this particular situation, but I just want to stay hopeful. Like, it's not the end of the world. As long as you have breath in your body, you are able to excel and be great. So that's going to be the end of this video. I'm happy that I did get this video out exactly 1 month after my birth, because I feel like this it gives me, I wouldn't say a purpose, but I feel like it's like, I feel like it's honoring my child on the day that, instead of being sad because she was supposed to be 1 month today, I can do something else, and I do want to stay creative and all of that. Before we go, I want to tell you that if you are going through something, especially during the holidays or any day throughout the year, always know that there are people out there that can help you. Therapists, psychiatrists, your friends, your family, people out there that really care about you, that really love you. You can always reach out to them. And if you don't have anybody to reach out to, send me a message. We can talk, whatever. But always have somebody to talk to. And if you don't, find somebody, because it's very important. This journey is not easy. And if you don't have any support or anybody there for you, it won't be good. So with that being said, thanks for watching my video. I hope that it helped, or I hope that, you understand that emotions are real and it's okay to go through them. The only way you can get through it is to go through it. So go through it and, you know, take it one day at a time, and everything is going to work out fine. That's right. Oh, look at me. Okay. With that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.